if you look at the problem statement we have seen over the years is that brands need unified access to customer data to be able to create those customer experiences. And this customer data can come from your client-side touch points in real time through our MoEngage SDKs, whether it is from your apps and websites. But we also have seen that the customer data is increasingly being scattered across various cloud data sources. We have seen increasing adoption of cloud data warehouses. These could be your Snowflake, BigQuery, and Redshift, where consumer brands are kind of bringing the data together in these data warehouses and want to be able to kind of activate that data. We also have seen enterprises using data lakes like S3 and some of the enterprises using data lakes like SFTP and various other cloud data lake sources. Now the data is kind of scattered across these various sources. Now to be able to activate and make value out of this customer data that is sitting across these various data sources, so far it has been that you need to kind of get your data engineering team to build those reverse ETL pipelines, which basically kind of increases the time to value, which increases the need for your engineering team to kind of build these pipelines and also maintain these pipelines. So these are some of the challenges that we have observed from our customers, what they have been experiencing. And at MoEngage, we always believed in the need for making it easier for brands to kind of bring in data from any touch point in a seamless fashion. And to solve this problem, we are introducing what we call it as Cloud Data Sync. And Cloud Data Sync is a versatile solution, which is built for ease of use. It enables brands to kind of bring the customer data that is sitting across various data sources like your S3 data lake or your Snowflake warehouse or your SFTP files. And we'll be introducing more and more support for more cloud data sources. You can bring all of this data into the MoEngage customer profile in the form of user properties or events, and really then unlock and activate this data. It's very easy to set up. So we support you can access all of these cloud data sources through our app marketplace or through our data imports section. You can define the authorization credentials just one time. And once you define those authorization credentials, and what you can do is, for example, if you're a media streaming company or a telecommunications company, and you have data sitting in a warehouse around your subscription plan, for example, and which gets refreshed, and your data science team might be even enriching that table with additional churn propensity scores, for example. So you can set up a simple cloud data sync within MoEngage, where you can define the data source that you want to import into MoEngage, as you can see here. And once you define that, you can map the tables from your cloud data source to the user properties within MoEngage or events within MoEngage, and that's it. And you can define the sync interval, whether it should be as slow as 15 minutes, or it could be on an hourly basis, or it could be on a daily basis. And these imports would automatically run. MoEngage will ensure that these imports are happening on a regular basis. And if there's a challenge with any of these imports, we will send you an alert to your respective teams so that you know that a specific import has failed, right? So it's very easy to use. And now adding to the now coming up, and we will be introducing more support for more cloud data sources as well. And what if you have a use case where you don't need to kind of use some of these data for personalization purpose? What if you have data in your warehouse on which you want to just segment on top of? So to solve that use case, what we are working on, what we call as warehouse audiences, which basically enables any consumer brand to kind of directly segment on top of the customer data that is sitting in your warehouse, create the segment, and directly target them with a campaign. So as you can see on the architecture on the right side, so that's where we are headed. So we enable you to kind of bring data from your, let's say, mobile apps, websites, cloud data sources, into the MoEngage platform. And for use cases where you don't need to kind of bring in the data for dynamic personalization, or even for certain verticals like financial services, healthcare, and some of these regulatory verticals where you don't want to be, where you have restrictions in terms of what data you can share with the MoEngage platform, you can then directly kind of create these audiences on top of that data that is sitting in a warehouse, and then activate across all the different channels that we support. So this basically, and what we are working on is kind of like a no-code audience builder that can directly sit on top of your warehouse, creating what we call it as a zero-copy architecture, right? So that's the first major product update, and this is something on the various audiences. This is something that we are working on, and we'll be excited to kind of work with any beta customers who want to kind of leverage this solution as well.